You were at the Kobe Memorial yesterday. I always felt Michael Jordan. We all shared Michael Jordan, nationally iconic. Not that Kobe wasn't, but Kobe felt like Michael Jordan, but he was just L.A.'s. 20 years in L.A., we grew up, people in Los Angeles, I say we, but people of Los Angeles saw him as kind of a quiet, aloof kid, a superstar. He was the closest thing to Michael Jordan cool, but he was L.A.'s.
Yes.
And there was a sense of, in Los Angeles, he was the coolest guy in the league, and he was L.A.'s. And it was personal yesterday.
Yes, it was intimate. For a place that was holding 20,000 people, you felt like everybody was connected, and everybody was friends. Everybody was there obviously for the same reason. I had a fan say to me walking in, he goes, like, people don't know. Like, L.A. knows. Like, L.A. knows Kobe.
Because L.A. Kobe was L.A.'s.
Yes.
Michael was for all of us. Between the Spike Lee commercials, the McDonald's commercials, the Pistons rivalries, I always felt collectively Michael was ours. We were all sharing the greatness of Michael, though he played in Chicago. There was a real Laker feel to Kobe Bryant. By the way, you made an interesting observation during the break about what Kobe's ability to do with Michael in the very end.
Yes, he made him drop his guard. For the first time, we saw Michael Jordan
ever
vulnerable. He cried at his Hall of Fame induction, but that was more out of defiance and just dislike that he was having to not be competitive anymore.
He was petty at his Hall of Fame speech.
He was. I was there.
Yesterday he was vulnerable.
Yes, he was defiant at his Hall of Fame induction. This was completely different. He basically said, I want to be a better person because of Kobe Bryant. That's what I'm taking away from my relationship with him. And who would have ever thought that those two would have that kind of relationship, or that's what Michael would get out of their connection?
Yeah, it was really touching. Shaq obviously is Shaq. He's always funny. But I thought the Michael thing, and to all the people who spoke yesterday, to speak and cry and be vulnerable in front of 20,000 people.
Tremendous.
When you have Michael's relentlessness, credit to Michael and credit to everybody who was part of that yesterday. It was heavy, but worthy, and it was I still none of it feels real.
Yeah.
It is just it doesn't feel real.
You know what? It shifted for me because it's still hard for me to imagine that Kobe is not with us anymore. I'm never going to talk to him again. That I'm never going to text him. But what yesterday gave me is the realization that he is still here with people. He's living on through other people. Michael Jordan is going to be a different person with Kobe in mind. Sabrina Ionesco is going to go on and do what she does, and Kobe's always going to be a part of that. And so I look at that as he's not really gone. He's just in a different place.
Yeah, I mean, Kobe there was an invincibility to Kobe. I think it was magnified with the 60-point game and then winning the Oscar. He was so accomplished and so driven and so willful that there was a sense of invincibility. And when invincible people pass, it makes me feel more vulnerable. It made me think, man, Kobe.
He's got a torn Achilles. He still goes to the free throw line and shoots. He's got a torn ligament in his finger. He's still going to go to the finals. Like, you always just thought he was going to overcome. And again, same fan said it to me. He goes, to me, he was immortal. And I think that's the way people looked at him. He was the last person that you would imagine that would leave us too soon.
I read a story yesterday, and I apologize for not giving credit to the writer. It was about what the Laker team planned when they discovered Kobe had passed. Dave McMenamin, thank you, Greg. I am going to name the show after you, the Greg Toohey Show, starting tomorrow. Dave McMenamin wrote, when LeBron found out on the plane, LeBron's like, guys, stop. Kobe who?
Yeah.
Kobe who died?
Right.
Like the players were like, stop. They just couldn't get their arms around it. They couldn't wrap their brains about it. When somebody invincible passes, it makes all of us feel way more vulnerable.
Yeah, but somehow, some way, Kobe is at the top of that list. At the age that he was, 41, you just saw him coming into full bloom as a parent. It's unimaginable. It's just unimaginable. And I think that's what has made it so difficult for everybody to find some resolution. And I still think that that's going on. I mean, at the All-Star game, I had a GM tell me, he goes, all of our players, and he didn't mean his team, he meant all the players in the league, are still devastated by this and trying to wrap their head around it.
Yeah, for the record, LeBron has been pretty remarkable during this. This is heavy. Okay, LeBron came to this city, and there was pushback.
Sure.
Still, I mean, pre-tragedy pushback. And LeBron, no bitterness. It happens. And the next day, the next week, LeBron has to speak to the city of Los Angeles. And half the city didn't want him here.
Yeah.
There's a certain maturity and moxie and mettle to LeBron. It's you know, I said last year I thought LeBron was distracted. Because of the tragedy, he was forced to be the most focused of his life. And I think LeBron's been terrific during this. I think it's hard. This could easily take an immature team, a young team, a team without resolve.
Yeah.
You could unravel, Rick, easily.
They were already on their way because they've been this from the beginning. They have a lot of big personalities in that locker room. And I credit LeBron. LeBron is as good as anybody in bringing disparate personalities together and making it a team and giving everybody the pecking order. That is one of the elements that is a benefit to them, is that the pecking order with them is clear. It's LeBron, it's Anthony Davis, and it's everybody else fall in line. And you have guys that are grateful that they get to play with LeBron because LeBron can do things for you at a certain point in your career that nobody else in the league can. And he's willing to do that. And then I wouldn't wish this situation on anybody because it was going to take this team one way or the other. It was either going to become a huge distraction and a huge downer, or it was going to be something that was going to lift them even higher. And it looks as if it's the latter.
Yeah, they've really played really well. You know, I was thinking about this. The NBA, style matters, flair matters. It's a glamour league, much more than baseball, hockey, or the NFL. It's a glamour league. When you give players something to play for beyond themselves, that's sometimes when special happens.
That's what every coach aspires. Because you have the money, you have endorsements, you have minutes, you have all these competitive elements that tear at the fabric of a team.
Yeah.
And a coach's goal, and this is what, you know, Pat Riley was always great, has always been great. Phil Jackson was great at this. The great coaches get you to believe we're playing for something bigger than any of us.
Yeah.
And we can only get there if we collectively go for it.
Zion, LeBron.
Yes.
Okay.
No comparison.
Does everybody understand?
No.
Okay, I'm just going to say this. Zion's the next LeBron. Respond.
No. He's not. What I like about him is that he has some of the same magnetic personality. He has some of the amazing athleticism. Is he going to be a guy that's going to lead teams to championships? That I don't
He won't
know.
have the ball in his hands.
He doesn't have the same game. He doesn't play the same position. So there's a lot that I really like about him. The more I see him, the more I like. But you could make the case he's not the best player on his team right now, which is why it's outrageous that people are saying, can he win Rookie of the Year? Can he take that from John Morant? John Morant has led the Grizzlies to where they are. You can't play 37, 40 games and win Rookie of the Year. You just can't.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.